Embark on preparing your abode, for the divine is set to manifest, as elucidated by Neville Goddard. Through A Dream of 9 Nights, William Blake narrates the descent of the divine into a realm of duality and its subsequent ascension to a state of unity. Mirroring this tale with Ephesians 12 verse 6, Blake argues that our struggles are not with the tangible but against the dominions and powers of this shadowed world. This teaches us that the cycle of fall and rise is conquered on the mental front. The scriptures allude to a forthcoming epoch, and daily, we build the sanctuary destined to host the divine, the Father, the ultimate deity. Ephesians, in its 2nd chapter, outlines that each structure, when rightly constructed, acts as a hallowed temple for the Lord, with all of us coming together to form a collective entity. In this collaboration of your endeavors and mine, we transform into living stones in the grand structure that is the divine itself. Caleb, who with Joshua explored the promised land, is portrayed as possessing a steadfast belief in the God who promised the land of Israel, was sent by Moses with other scouts to Canaan. Upon their return, Caleb pushed for immediate action, but only he and Joshua, due to the others' fears, were allowed entry. Joshua, whose name is the basis for Jesus in Hebrew, is celebrated for his unwavering faith. One of the only 2 permitted entry is referenced in Acts chapter 12 and Luke 15. Luke uses the term coming to oneself, a concept echoed in the narrative of the prodigal son. In Acts, Peter is found isolated until freed by an angel who suggests, "Come back to yourself." This intimates that all is ready, concluded, and even signifies a marital union. Understanding that everything is in place requires a power beyond the physical, a realization not achieved through mere strength. Blake depicts the divine's descent into a world of suffering, and upon completing this journey, one can see the structure built by the Father, acknowledging the non-existence of separation, that Father and Son are one. Only you can forge your epic. He who began a good work and you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ, as per Philippians 1 verse 6. Who? That being, myself, who from the beginning chose you in the furnace of affliction for his purpose. To whom else could I look if I am the beginning and the end, as proclaimed in Isaiah 48 verses 10 to 11? Your journey concludes, friend, you've reached ultimate understanding, your dwelling is ready, and you only need to walk in with the divine, recognizing that the Father and the Son are one. This struggle ends upon your homecoming, ready like Paul, you've faced the ultimate battle. Yet, how wondrous is it to receive that message? Your home is prepared, and to announce that message yourself means that the divine plays all roles. Myself and who else? Therein, that being, irrespective of form, is the divine. Ultimately, all constructs unite this morning, transcending even the divine, and teachings clarify how the structure is arranged and how the holy temple thrives in spirit, in a spiritual age, separate from this dimension. The scriptures describe it as the church, the body of Christ, but the word translated as church denotes the communion of all redeemed, the assembly of those whose homes are ready, their edifices complete. We play the part of the house's recipient, yet we are the singular entity who builds. Meeting Caleb, you, like Joshua, become the one whom Jesus will guide to the promised land, your prepared abode or the state you seek for the fulfillment of the scriptures, carrying the sole responsibility to move to the promised land, where sorrow is no more, leaving only Jesus. And who is Jesus? Your splendid human imagination. Paul, in his letter to the Romans, distinguishes epics by stating that if we join in his death, we will also partake in his resurrection. He chose us before the world's foundation, and if this is true, and I believe it is, then the universal Christ gave himself for us, for he himself declared in John 10 verses 17 to 18, "Nobody takes my life, but I lay it down of my own accord, with the power to lay it down and take it up again, and we are with him because he chose us even before the universe was established, thus we are united with him in both his death and his rebirth. I am assured of this, for he has confirmed it within me, affirming what is written in the Bible." Thus, the foundation of the home is strengthened, and the divine expands, and when the final veil is lifted to reveal the perfect temple, you will be a God-Father, and so will I, with neither relinquishing their essence. As you embark on this spiritual journey, preparing your sanctuary for the divine's arrival, there are essential practices that not only enrich but also deepen your understanding of this path to unity with the divine. This quest goes beyond simple physical or mental preparations. It's also about purifying and aligning with the universal laws that govern our existence. The practice of gratitude is fundamental in inviting God into our lives. Gratitude opens our hearts, allowing the divine light to illuminate our shadows, transforming every corner of darkness into spaces filled with love and peace. By being thankful for both the blessings we have received and those yet to come, we strengthen our faith and trust in the divine plan, thus inviting more of God's grace into our lives. Forgiveness is another critical step in preparing our sacred space. It is the key that releases us from the chains of resentment, spite, and pain that bind our hearts, blocking the flow of divine love. By forgiving others and ourselves for our mistakes and failures, we free ourselves from past burdens, realigning our spirits with the vibration of unconditional love that is God. Meditation and prayer are powerful tools in this preparatory process. Meditation helps to silence the noisy mind, connecting us with the essence of all that is, and allowing us to experience the peace and love emanating from the divine. Prayer, on the other hand, enables us to communicate with the divine, expressing our deepest desires, worries, thankfulness, and aspirations, thus strengthening our relationship with the Creator. Generosity is also crucial on this path. By sharing our blessings, not just material but also spiritual gifts such as time, attention, and love, we become channels of divine love, spreading God's light through our actions and positively affecting those around us. Persistence towards our goal is essential. Building this sacred temple is a continuous effort that requires enthusiasm, hard work, and dedication. Every thought, word, and deed should align with our higher purpose, keeping the vision of our spiritual sanctuary always clear in our minds and souls. Incorporating these principles into our daily lives does more than prepare a place for God, it transforms us into reflections of His love and glory, embodying His divinity on earth. In this divine communion, we see no separation between ourselves and God, nor between the Creator and creation. We become one with everything, and in this oneness, we find true peace, joy, and love beyond human understanding. At the end of this journey, we realize that we have not only made our home ready for God's presence but also recognized that God has always been with us, waiting for our complete acceptance to reside in His eternal fellowship. With each step towards this realization, we build not just a temple in our hearts but also a heaven on earth, where every moment, every breath, and every act of love and kindness becomes a manifestation of God's presence. I urge you to continue to harness your creative power through revision. If you hear discouraging news, reject its hold. If you remember any hurtful words, convince yourself that a more positive statement was made, and believe in its truth. Live life fully here, knowing that worldly possessions follow no one beyond. Indulge in earthly joys, and apply this magnificent principle for the benefit of yourself and others, for envisioning the best indeed attracts the best. Remember, if you, who have descended into the land of duality, in the city where heat and cold, happiness and sadness dwell, will one day rise to the realm of the unity of the singular God, where all is one.